Yep. As soon as I hit the link. Mm. All right, ready? Here we go. Three, two, one. It's high school hoops talk with the talking heads. I'm your boy E. Tally from a remote location with,
Hey, this is Mad Dog 2020, super supporter of Super Sports Media.
hey man, busy week, but at the same time, we got to get the show. I'm glad we got to get the show because at the same time, the people want to know what happened with all the crazy games this week.
I can't
Still
stand that
did
damn.
take care of
Can't stand that
business.
district.
Those Knights did take care of the business they needed to take care of.
Game of the week.
That was a game of the week, but we'll talk about that later. But District
Hey,
20, is it 26 or 27?
26, 5A Region 4 District 26, getting on my damn nerves.
Didn't disappoint. They didn't
No, they did
disappoint.
not.
They didn't disappoint, man. That's the beautiful part of what we do. And that's the fun part of what we do because they're gonna do exactly what they did. They had games, i.e., the New Braunfels Unicorns get beat by the Samuel Champions boys
I
basketball
think that
team.
I think that's the new Slayer.
Man, man,
I don't
they put
know.
it on them. They put it on them.
22. They beat them by
Yeah,
22, sir.
yeah, yeah. And
In their house.
but I will say a disclaimer, and it's about disclaimers. Because one, they're young men, and then again, they're not those guys getting paid to play yet. But I will say, I don't think they. I think they looked at Bernie's record. Excuse me, Samuel Champion's records and said, "Oh, they're 1-2 in district. We should be fine." And that wasn't the case.
But and then that's where I hope not, considering that their two losses, they were 1-2. They beat
One and
Bernie,
two.
who's number one,
Yeah, they beat the
excuse me,
Greyhounds. They beat the
number two.
Greyhounds.
Bernie's number two right now. Do not want to disrespect SA vets. They beat Bernie, but their two losses was to Piper and to Heights.
Yes,
And
yes.
so, but we say this every week with that district. There are two schools, right, that probably until they play each other won't have a victory based on the data so far with the opening of that district. And everybody else, you got to put your socks and shoes on to come and play because any given Tuesday or Friday, man, you know.
Any given
Uh,
Tuesday and Friday.
Shout out to SA Vets. They are now sitting atop at number one in that district, 26. And Mr. DJ Jordan, I owe you an apology, man. I was looking at some notes last week and called you DJ Ford because I was going to shout out one of your sophomores and gave you his last name. But I hope everybody knows that when I say DJ, we talking about Jordan. So my bad, DJ. Good job. Way to lead your crew and take over that spot. Don't fall asleep on nobody because you know your dish is capable, my man.
That's what again, that then I know everybody don't like when I say it like that. That's the toughest district in San Antonio. That's the toughest district to be in. And again, it's leading up to it right now. It's leading up to it right
Man,
now. It's not disappointing anybody. And that's the good part.
I had a real hard time. I had a real hard time figuring out the new list with all the shenanigans that they put me through.
No, I thought it was kind of easy, honestly. I thought it all made sense. It all
Well,
made
we'll
sense.
explain it. We'll break it down in a minute. But yeah.
You know what I'm
You got to do
saying?
your homework. You got to do your homework a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey
So
man, let's get
let's
into this. We had some furniture move this week, man.
we have some furniture moving. So let's get into it. Let's start. I like to start backwards. We don't do another list after. We just say what it is. We got a little surprise for everybody. Let's do it
They're good.
backwards.
They're good. Number 15. East Central had a tough week. Uh,
Yeah,
They had
yeah,
two
they
big
did.
games. They played number 11 on our list, played number 5 on our list, right? They played New Braunfels, played Judson, and they dropped both of them. And so, being that you played number 11, number 5, we dropped them from number 10 to number 15. Uh, but they got a hell of a game Tuesday, my man. You got to go against them Knights. And them Knights tough right now, man. Tough.
Hey, I'm gonna
Congrats.
say
We'll
it.
get to that later.
No, no, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
say
get
it.
to that later. You gonna
I'm gonna
say it?
say it. I'm gonna say it.
No,
Steel
don't do it. Don't
Knights
do it. Don't do it. You said you wasn't doing that this
for
year.
the UIL. Got it. I'll wait till we get their turn. I'm gonna say it though. It's gonna be said today. It's gonna be said today. I gotta say it. I gotta let the people know. Hey, listen, because I give them a lot of. Hey, man, I ride them hard. I ride my night, and I'm a night. I'm a night. You know what I'm saying? I got my Eagles colors on today.
We're gonna talk about them later.
All right,
We'll
go
get to
ahead.
them.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
for East Central, they got a tough one Tuesday against Steel, and then they got San Marcos Friday. So we'll see where they at, after this week. We got a number 14, Bo. Actually,
Number
we got a number
14.
14.
No, 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 no. You ain't gotta lean over. You ain't gotta lean back over. Lean back over. They already know what it is. They saw that. They saw that
I'm
wasn't no
getting, I'm getting, I'm
W.
getting, I'm getting, I'm getting
Hey,
my Fat Joe on.
they saw that
I'm
wasn't
getting my
no
Fat Joe
W.
on. I'm getting my
It's
Fat Joe on.
finally. Let's stay there now. Let's finally. Thank you. Much love to Coach McCone, excuse me, and those Bernie Greyhounds. Congratulations. You're on the list. You're on the
Hey,
list.
they got a
You're on
hell
the
of a week
list.
though. They
Yeah,
got a hell of a week though.
you had a
They
little
got
bye there.
Piper.
Had a little
They,
bye.
they got they got Piper and they got New Braunfels this week, man. They had a hell of a week this week, man.
You know what? Knowing the pedigree of Coach McCone, I think they're fine. I think they're fine.
Hey, Noah Sanchez is playing out of his mind right now.
Um,
Julian Hartman, they got a 1-2 punch right now.
well, that's
Noah's
just it. They
playing.
just
They
they just
they're
got back.
playing.
They just got not just got back, but they got back a guy that's been he's really a hooper, but he plays football. So I'm talking about Slade Salinas. That young
Slade is back.
man, yes,
Okay.
again, yeah, you add him to the fold. I,
Okay.
I hope I'm not letting
Okay.
anything out the bag, which I know I'm not already. But yes, Slade Salinas is back. So with that add that to the fold. Now you got a third and fourth score. So now you got 4 kids that can score the basketball, and also don't forget leave out Aldrich there. So you have those 4 guys. They got to go ahead, go for it.
No, no, I want you to finish. I'm just letting you know I got a question.
And then you got those 4 guys plus the crew. Man, hey, that team is going to be a force to reckon with, and I don't think anybody saw them. And that's why I think they surprised a few teams with their, if I'm correct, the three wins in district. If I'm correct.
So we talk about schools all the time, and all schools that we talk about have a consistent factor. Bernie's consistent factor is Julian Hartman. Okay. Noah Sanchez, when he is rolling and being a trusty point guard sidekick that he's supposed to be, that's when Bernie becomes tough. When Noah's in attack mode and Noah's putting points on the board and putting pressure on defenses, guard play.
Rules the world.
And when that young man is playing, Bernie becomes tough. But I got a goofy question. I get one every show. We're
Go
talking
for it.
about basketball. We're talking about high school basketball. Why do we say score the basketball? Why don't we just say score?
Well, how about score the bucket? Steven, let's add to the
Score the buck.
cliche.
Why can't we just say score?
I don't know.
Just
I
like
know
going downhill on a flat surface.
I don't know because no such thing as going downhill because
Get
it's not a
downhill.
hill.
Get downhill.
Yeah, there's
And we're
no
playing on a
hill.
flat basketball court. I don't get
Yeah.
it.
Well, I
All
think
right.
some of those
That's my one.
maybe, and again, I'm just talking out loud. Maybe some of those terms they mix the sports because it's just like football. The kid got to run east and west, not north and south, or vice versa.
I
So
ain't
maybe
never
it's
heard
like
of
that. I don't
basketball
know.
term in football. But anyway,
Well,
that's
they
my
always
one.
say north and south. So maybe that's I don't know. I'm just trying, man. I don't know, man. I'm not that much of a sports guru. So
I could accept get south. Get south, get north, depending on your direction. I can live with that because
yeah,
again,
yeah,
flat
yeah, yeah.
surface. But get
Correct.
downhill on a
Yeah,
flat
get
surface,
downhill.
score the ball. Well, what else? What else am I going to score? A draw?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't make no.
All right, who we got?
Anyhow,
Who we got? Who we got? Who
hey,
we got?
well, before I move on, again, shout out Bernie Greyhounds. Long overdue. You guys been battling hard, sitting at number 2 in that fiery District 26. You got a hell of a week, Piper New Braunfels. Hope we still talking about you next week, guys. Number 13, New Braunfels Unicorns. They had a hell of a week. BD Central, lose a Samuel champion, right? And so we dropped them from number 11 to number 13 because even though they did lose a Samuel champion, they did beat East Central. And so, East Central is number 10. We have to give them credit, for that,
And
Uh,
also, let's not forget, East Central is a 6A school. You know,
that we forget that sometimes
you
because some
know,
of these guys are really good, and we do forget that. And so that what, great point. That's a hell of a 6A win, 5A district loss. But
correct,
again, their district loss ain't your normal district loss.
correct. And you made a good
Uh,
point earlier while we were compiling. You made a good point earlier when we were compiling the list when you said and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure for our honorable mentions, we mention some of those Highlands and those guys like that who are just grinding towards though. If they ever get a chance to play guys, just it would just really be hard. And they just
it's
don't
different,
have they don't have
right?
the number of players that's needed. Because again, these 5A schools, New Braunfels, remember 2 years ago, I can't believe I'm saying this, 2 years ago, they just won district, everybody. They won District 27, which is now District 29. That means they beat Steele. That means they beat East Central. That means they beat Judson. They beat those schools which are still 6A schools and getting bigger. So again, New Braunfels has the pedigree to beat average 6A schools. But again, unfortunately, they're a 5A. So and right now they're small 5A. So if anybody's wondering what are they, they're 5A to small
Hey,
5A though.
hey, they got a hell of a week too. Uh, Tuesday they got Alamo Heights, which I'll be officiating in that game. Can't wait to be on the court watching those juggernauts go at it.
Yeah, you gotta let
And
me know.
then
You gotta give me. You
Friday,
gotta let me know that
and
one soon. That one's
and
over.
then and then and then Friday they got the Bernie Greyhounds, and so that District 26 got a hell of a week coming up.
Yeah,
Uh, Before we move on to number 12, I want to give a shout out to Snapback Tax Services, folks. It's that season. It's that time of year. Great owners, the Haywood family, phenomenal staff. Those of you that need your taxes done thoroughly and properly, and people that are going to take care of you, Snapback Tax Services. Don't say I didn't give you something good.
there you go. All right, moving to number 12 is going to be the Piper Warriors. I didn't see them play this past week, so I don't really, I can't really, give the good, the bad, the ugly. I just think, if I'm correct, they lost the game, right? They dropped one,
They lost
if
Alamo
I'm
Heights.
correct.
They lost Alamo Heights.
And that game that they lost, we swore that was going to go the other way. But they had just had a phenomenal week, if I'm correct, and that's what got them on the list to solidify who they were and to start to move in the right direction. We thought, but again, district play did it to us again. District play, you win district play. We give up. We just gonna let
Hey,
these guys just play it out.
hey, but check this though. So that district, we always say the race is to what?
Races to 50
Race
points.
50. So it was 73
I
61.
know,
Heights
I
beat them,
know,
Heights beat
I
them by
know,
12
I know,
and
I
put up
know.
73 to do it.
But again, if you look at it, where they was I didn't get to see this game. Was there ever a time that Piper had a lead or anything? That's have to be the question. Or was it one of those Heights had to lead the whole game and it just, I mean, again, the truth is to be told. First to 50.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is there's a young man by the name of Coach Andy Brewer. That man does his homework.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And I will say this also, he has a 2027 out there by the name of Jack Brewer. And he also has a
Jim
2020,
Jack.
he has a 2026 also, Alex Elliott, that I heard both of those young men had phenomenal games, by the way. So just to let you know, those two had good games, and that's what helped them get the edge that they needed to get to to make it what it is. What you got? What you looking
All
at?
right.
Are you ready?
They got a hell of a one in Bernie on Tuesday. That's a
Mm-hmm.
that's a big game.
Tuesday the 6th, they are playing New Braunfels and Alamo Heights, and Alamo Heights is playing vice versa. I didn't want to say it weird, but yes, that's a big, huge game, district game, and yes, yes, Alex is going to be challenged on the boards. I'm just going to say it. When I watched New Braunfels play Sammy Champions, the it's not funny, but the weird part of that game, uh, our normal guys, the Carson Cox, those guys wasn't the guys that was mentioned in that game, and it was weird for me because they still had decent games, but they just didn't have their best game. But but I want to give a shout out to hold on real quick. Let me go to my notes here. I apologize. I gotta go to a little phony phone here. I can say remote site. So yes, number 22. This young man here, Nick. I can't say Nick's last name. Uh, Nick lit it up. Nick did his
From what team?
job. Bernie Samuel Bernie Samuel Champion. Excuse me. Um, yeah, I can't
Number 22?
do. Yeah, what's Nick's
Give me a
last
second. I
name?
got you back. I
All right,
got
I
you
know
back.
you do. I know you do. I know you do.
Oh, Nick Georgelos.
There you go. So I would have screwed all that up. So with saying all that, Nick had 12, 3, 6, 6, and 6 was 12, so 14. He had 16 points that game. 16 points. 16 huge points. And what I mean by that, he scored from all, not listen, I don't like to say this a lot because everybody scores from all three levels, but he really scored from all three levels. The only thing he didn't do was dunk. I don't know if he can dunk, but I know he can score from all three levels, and he just did that. He laid the ball up. He had one layup. He showed his mid range, and he also knocked down a few threes. That young man right there, he plays really hard. He plays the board really tough too from Sammy Champions. So watching him play, he was the player of the game. And then for the Unicorns, their leader was AJ Zamora. AJ Zamora had 11. AJ Zamora was their guy, and I want to let everybody know this. AJ is sneakingly making sure he makes his name in the stat books every time I watch him play. That little fella, I don't know how he does it, man, but he finds ways to score and do his thing. So shout out to AJ Zamora, 2026. He's one of their guards in the backcourt with Luke Likens, and he had 11 points, and he was everywhere. He was everywhere. He tried, man. Just other guys just didn't bring the energy with him. So hopefully they bring energy. They're gonna have to bring energy in the Heights home. They're gonna have to because, hey man, that's a hard place to win too. By the way, I think that's probably the hardest place to win there versus uh um New Braunfels. I rather I rather play New Braunfels there in Alamo Heights than play them in New Braunfels home as far as
Well,
home field
Piper better wake
advantage.
up. Piper better wake up because they got Bernie this Tuesday, so we're gonna see what happens on that one.
Yes,
I know, I know,
yes,
I know,
yes,
I know. One of our number one supporters, Mr. Gary Sanchez, will definitely keep us updated
yes, he
uh,
will.
at the end of that game. Thank you for all that you do, Gary Sanchez, also known as G Money.
G Money. And going to number 11, we talk about the O'Connor. Thank you, O'Connor Panthers. You're there again. You found a way to survive. You found a way. And I appreciate that. It's good to see you guys are starting to roll and take care of your business like I knew you could and you should. Again, just keep just one game at a time. One game at a time. I know you had a tough one yesterday versus Central Catholic. You pulled it off.
They
Hey. They pulled it off. They got the W. That's all that matters. That's all that matters in games like that. Go ahead.
they made it tough.
Of course, again, man, they're young men. Come on, man. They know they
Guard play.
rule the world.
You're up 17 in the fourth and end up tied. Somebody has got to get control. Nothing to take
Again,
away from Central Catholic, but you're up 17 going into the fourth. You got to put teams away, not be hurried, rushed. And this is a game that I saw, so I can make these comments.
you were there. You
You
were there.
have
You
to.
were in the building.
I was there. You again. I don't go watch all O'Connor games posted. My son is a ninth grader at O'Connor, so I'm an O'Connor parent, so I happen to be at the majority of their games. Uh, but the fashion that made it a great, a tight game should have never been there. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and you know that's going to be scary when playoffs come. It's going to be scary in their district because teams are going to start picking up on that. And I hope and pray that the dominance of their inside presence with Hagen Hurst, Ethan Belayu, I hope that it can overcome. But man, watching their guards and I like all kids, I just you hate to see it happen like that, Up 17, you're handling business on a Saturday afternoon before you got to come back to school, and then 3 minutes later you find yourself in a dogfight. And it's tough. It's tough to see. It's tough to watch. Uh, but what I will say, I said it last week, and I'm going to say this every week that we get to talk about them. When Ethan Belayu shows up, O'Connor Panthers will be successful. Hagen Hurst is your standard. He's he's going to do what he does, right? He's your
Mm-hmm.
steady.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Belayu, when that man shows up, they will be successful. But
Mm-hmm.
good job, O'Connor. They ended up pulling out that game at home. They've got a week this week against Marshall and Holmes. Uh, Based on data, they should take care of those games, but don't sleep on anybody because that's a quick way to get your head knocked in a district game. Don't sleep on anybody.
I just like the fact that O'Connor's taking care of the business they're supposed to take care of. That's all I'm
That
happy
part.
about. Listen,
Listen, I hope they don't make you eat them words when we talk next Sunday, playing against Marshall Holmes this week.
well, they should solidify themselves and move up at least once or twice the rankings with that what you just said in reference to what's going on. They should bump up one or two. So so with all that being said, we'll move up one or two rankings that I'm talking about. So with that being said, again, shout out to those guys and great game to get the dub. Go ahead. I think we on number
Number
10.
10, them Alamo Heights Mules. Uh, they had a good week. They went out to the Hayes tourney and went 3-1, and then they came and beat Piper on Friday. Big district win. Big district win. They needed that. Uh, and so they shifted up from 13 to number 10. Just like O'Connor, they shifted from number 14 to 11. Uh, Heights has a busy week. They've got New Braunfels on Tuesday, which again I will be officiating that game. And I hate that I can't sit in the stands with my cashews and enjoy that one, but I get to officiate. Two district juggernauts going at it, so I'm looking forward to that one. And then Alamo Heights has a revitalized Wagner T-Birds on Friday. Wagner has had a heck of a start to their year, but don't count out a Coach Clark T-Birds crew, especially now that we're here in district. And so, two big games for Alamo Heights this week.
And I'm gonna tell you this: Wagner's not gonna lay down. Wagner's not gonna lay down. Hey, coach, you see what they did to Tybee, right? Or excuse me, Smithson Valley, right? So he ain't laying down. He ain't laying down. He ain't done. He's not done. So don't think he's gonna be like, man, we're gonna go ahead and just watch this up as what's it called? No, he's not done. So
Right.
you best believe, you best believe, you best believe. And number 9, we
Number
talking
9.
talking about SA vets. Good to see them. Again, you mentioned them earlier. Apologizing to DJ Jordan. So it's good that to see them again. They're just like O'Connor. I'm glad to see them taking care of business, and I'm glad to see them moving and just staying in there. Hard part is again that district's a tough district. It's night in and night out. They just got to make sure they take care of their business. And who they got this week, Mike, in reference to games wise?
I hope I don't regret saying this, and I hope I don't put some jinx in the air, but they should have what's called the one easy one of the district. They've got Smithson Valley this week on Friday. Uh, I pray that they don't overlook that group and give Smithson Valley a hope that nobody has given them this season, and go ahead and take care of business this Friday against Smithson Valley, led by, again, senior point guard DJ Jordan
Yes, 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 yes.
and his trusty sidekick, Jamichael Moore.
Hey, Mike is taking care of business, man. I love when he
He's
plays.
evolving. He's evolving his game, and I like it. You're
I
right.
love again. I'll say this again. I think I said this before. I love his mid range game. I know all kids want to shoot the three. I just want to see him dunk consistently. But I love the fact that his mid range game is coming along and is really really evolving. I like that part of the game.
Yeah. He and you know what I love about that group of kiddos over there, they're great kids.
Yes.
Jermichael's a great kid, DJ's a great kid, and all those kids they hang out together too. These are those sophomores that we talked about a couple years ago that are now seniors and leading the path and leading the way. And again, great job taking advantage, taking care of business, and sitting at number one in that wild West District 26 guys. Good job, Vets. Good job.
Well, real quick, let me throw a disclaimer because you said that several times. I want to make sure people understand. Bernie didn't lose. The Greyhounds didn't lose to get the number one spot taken from them. They were idle this week. They didn't play. Everyone else in district played because there are 9 teams in that district. So that leaves a one team left sometimes where those are going to have, well, not sometimes, they were going to have a bye. So what they did, they took the opportunity to have a bye and had that game day off. So they didn't play. So I just want to let you know that's why Bernie went from number 1 in district. So I think number 3 in it. If I'm correct, Mike.
No, Bernie's number 2 right now in the
Number
district.
2.
Let me
Okay.
you know what? Let me
Yeah, make
let me
sure.
check
I
just to make
think someone
sure.
else is
Let
number
me look.
2. I think they're number 3 because of they 3-1 record, I think, or something like that. Something goofy. I know they didn't play. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there.
Okay, Bernie is still number 2.
Okay. Okay.
Bernie is still number 2. But it's crazy how that goes, right? Because like you said, Vets played the extra game because you know I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but if we had to really say Bernie's really number 1 in that district because the one loss that Vets has,
It's the
it's
Bernie.
Bernie.
Correct.
But then the
Yeah.
one loss to Bernie, at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that
yeah.
damn district,
Then we doing antics. So let's go ahead.
yeah,
Let's move
at
on to
that district,
number 8.
I got to give people something to talk about.
There you go. Well, I don't listen. I'm telling you, they're already going to talk about this one.
Hey, Antonian, number 8, those Apaches.
Take care of
Uh,
business. I love it.
they did. They went out to the Buddha tournament, played some good games, and then beat St. Thomas in district on Saturday. Breaks off St. Thomas. Uh, and now they got Savio on Friday, so they get to rest a little bit this week after the tournament and games. They get to rest a little bit this week, and then they get back to work on Friday. Uh, I know we talk about this kid all the time. I don't give a damn. Keep talking about this kid. Amari Guetta playing out of his mind. Is it not like we didn't expect anything else? But Amari Guerra is playing out of his damn mind.
He is. And, that,
Dude,
and,
he
I,
is.
and I love seeing it. I love seeing it because, again, not too often we get these kids just their flowers when they're passing through. And then he's about to be off and taking care of business in college. So let's give him his flowers while he's here. And then also, I want to give a shout out to Antonian. They got a 22-5 record. They're battle tested. They're getting
They've been
they're
playing a
getting
lot of tough games.
they're getting ready for their matchup versus TMI coming up here soon, and Central Catholic and St. Mike. So they're getting ready. So they're taking care of the business will be taken care of. So I just want to make sure I throw that in there about them being 22-5 because I think that's important that we throw their little record, not little record, excuse me, throw their record in there. And moving on to number 7, my guys, My guys, man. Hey, they talking about them Hawks. Go ahead and say it, Mike. I know they're not led by the freshmen, but go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say
No,
it.
no, 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 no.
Go ahead and
I
say
was
it.
gonna actually, I was gonna jump some guns. So Harlan is sitting. We gonna do number 7 and 6 together right now. And there's a reason for it, right? So number 7 is your Harlan Hawks.
You get
Number
so
6 is your
excited about
Warren.
this right now. Oh my God,
Is
you
your
get so
I am
excited.
is your Warren Warriors, right? Both of them taking care of business they're supposed to take care of, right? Harlan's has Steven and Taft this week, which again, based on data, they should handle both of those games. Stevens is going to give them a war. Okay, Stevens battle. They battle. Uh, but they got a war. You know, they got Stevens and Taft this week. Warren's got Sotomayor, which don't go playing. Don't get caught slipping against Soto.
But don't get caught
I just
slipping with
want.
Stevens.
I just said that. That's what I'm saying, right? But regardless of all of that, January 13th, I got to be at that game because that's Harlan and Warren, and you know Harlan want they lick back. You gave me some inside information that I'm not going to release right now in regards to
Mm-hmm.
that first time that they played,
Mm-hmm.
January 13th.
Okay.
January 13th. But
All right.
they don't take care of business this week. That's it. Oh
Yeah.
goddamn, I almost said it. That number 6 and number 7 slot, I'll be damned if I do this. I'm not going to even say it. Something may change with those two positions.
Yeah. I think you just jinxed one of them guys. I don't know who you jinx. You
I don't
jinxed
care.
one of them. You jinxed one of them. The Saturday, hey, Saturday is gonna be are they all okay? No, they're last Friday. Okay, that's what it is. They're moving to Tuesday. They're moving. This is their last week, if I'm correct, for their
Of
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Wednesday
Tuesday,
game.
Friday, right?
Tuesday, Friday games.
Correct. Then they
Next
go to
week
Wednesday, Saturday.
they go to Wednesday, Saturday. So I was trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out why you were talking about what you were talking about, but I get it now. The so yeah, they got the 13th, and then I think that's Saturday the 17th. Yep, Saturday the 17th, they moved to Saturday. So Saturday the
Mm-hmm.
17th, and then the following week, which would be Wednesday the 21st, they got Tuesday, Wednesday games. And that's going to be good for us because now they're the only ones playing on Wednesday. So we can catch those games, and now no one can't say, well, you don't cover our games over there. Yes, we can. Yes, we can, and we will. So, but back to Harlan.
Hey,
Harlan has a schedule this week where again, it's not the normal. They don't have Brennan right now, so that's just good for them. Who they play again? Go ahead, Mike. I'm looking for who they play real quick.
this past week they beat Marshall by 50 and Holmes by
Yeah,
40.
yeah. I'm not.
Bro, that's
Yeah, yeah. I know. And all I'm
and
gonna
then
say is that's why I love the coach from home. He said when
oh,
our
Coach
preseason
Vargas.
ranking came out, he said, "Hey, what about us?" And I didn't want to. I was like, Coach, yeah, you're right. What about you guys? You guys look like y'all gonna try hard. So that's all I said. That's gonna try real hard. Give their best effort and again, it's tough in that district though for Holmes. Well, I will say though, he has have some things coming up in the pipeline there. It's going to be nice to see him get those things together and looking forward to watching those guys, come out and compete well. You disappeared,
Yeah,
Mike. Where you at? You all right?
I'm here.
All right, all right, all right. So yeah, they played Stevens on Harlan played
Tuesday.
Steven 5:30 on the 6th. That's why I was trying to look at the audience. I was just trying to see who's who. And then they get their second game on Friday, and they're playing. They have the late game, I
Tab.
believe, on Friday. And they play Taft. So both of those games are the good part about Stevens and Taft. They're both young, so they both have chances. Again, you can't come slipping because sharpshooter, uh, point guard, senior point guard over there at Stevens, Rich. I'll let you say his last name
Get
because I
her.
always mess it
Get
up.
her.
So I'll let
Get her.
that sniper over there. Don't give him a chance. Don't give him no air. You get Rich in the air, boy. Hey, he gonna come and get you. And then same thing for
Hey,
Taft.
Stevens just took Warren to overtime over the
Again,
break.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all sleep on Stevens if you want to.
And they played Soto to 7 points on Saturday.
Stevens has never made the playoffs. This is their year. They're trying to make the playoffs. So, or
It's gonna be tough, but they're they're
at
they're,
least
they're
in the
scaring
last
folks.
3 years, I can say. At least in the last 3 years,
Yeah,
Steven had made the playoffs. So this is
it's
their
gonna
year.
be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to
They're
get in
trying
there,
to
but they're
redeem
they're
themselves. You know what I'm saying?
they're
They're trying to
scaring
redeem
people.
themselves.
Right.
So so then you mentioned Warren already. So you got number 6 and number 7 out
Hey,
the way, if I'm correct. No, yeah, 6 and
Warren better not
7.
listen. Warren went to OT with 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 Stevens. They better not come out slipping against Soto on Friday.
Right,
That's all I'm gonna say.
right, 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 right.
But the good thing
Well,
is they're back healthy, and so that's great for those guys.
moving along to number 5, you got those Buffaloes.
We had some furniture that had to move a little bit.
Yeah, you got those Clemens Buffaloes. At the same time, listen, I'm telling you, I am a firm, true believer of the Buffaloes. Watching them play the Knights of Steel, it was just too much. It was too much. And uh we have created a new identification to identify those players who are having great games, but they're not leading the team in stats, not leading the team in rebounds and things like that. And it's called the Super Sports Media X Factor. And that player, he didn't play on Clemens, and I apologize. He didn't play on Clemens, but he played on Steel. His name is Justin McKinney. Hey, man.
Springs. Talking about Springs.
Yeah, I know that's what you call him. You said that. You said that last show. You said, "Hey, I'm gonna call him Spring." Yes,
There's a
yes,
reason.
yes, yes,
There's a
yes,
reason
yes,
I gave him that name.
yes. But it was good to see. It was good to see Clemens' team future wise, because those guys are definitely the guys that you're gonna see the next 3 years. The next 3 years.
You know
And
what's great about that game?
was that?
The Battle of 3009, no matter who or
Yeah, it's
what's at
always
any
yeah.
one of those schools, that
Yeah.
game is always going to be personal.
It is. It is. It is. No, it is
From
because
from the from the from the from the parents
yeah,
to what school that they chose, what school that they left and went to the other one, that
yeah,
game is always going to be personal.
correct, correct. It is, and it was because at the same time, Clemens was doing a great job. They did a great job the whole night. And they were doing a great job, and it got down to when they made subs, and coach brought them in the game. Let's see here real quick. Let me look. So I'm trying to look to make sure I'm right. I don't want to misspeak. You know me. I don't like to just be spewing bad intel out. Clemens had 18 and 7 in the first 2 quarters. That's what they had 25. For some reason, still outscored them in the second quarter, 17 to 7. So they had 19 and 17. There was those two, their first half scores. And part of that was because your boy Springs came in the game. He was just, oh man. He asserted himself everywhere he needed to. And once that happened, they didn't have an answer. Springs was just doing spring stuff, grabbing rebounds late, just coming out of nowhere. Let me get that, and just doing everything he was supposed to do. So,
So
unfortunately,
when we're speaking about the Plymouth Buffaloes, right? This is where they missed Q Proctor.
so no, Q played, but Q didn't have the game he's been having the weeks before. And
You
again, I'm giving him the health part.
so when I say miss Q Proctor,
Yes,
what I mean
yes,
is that injury that young man suffered,
yes.
it's going to be hard to get back to where we were saying he's the X factor, he's going to be the difference maker. It's going to be, I'm just glad the boy is back,
Right,
but
right.
it's going to be because Q before that injury. That's that matchup.
Right.
That's slender,
Right.
same build, same. That's the matchup.
Right.
That's what we want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to see that. And so
Well,
but
real quick, let me give a shout out to. I like this kid. I like what he's doing. Coach Bell has him locked in, has him playing to a lot of teams don't really know him, and that's DeAndre Duncan. Hey man, he's showing he can play. That young man is showing he can play. It's just he got to stay locked into the game at hand and got to listen to coach a little bit better, just a little bit better, just a little bit. Do what coach is asking for, game playing wise, and hey man, but hey, he's a PT. Hey, he's showing he's a PT. He's an undercover PTPer, man. And I think if they would have won that game, it would have been because of him. The little things that he was doing. He was doing the little things. And you're right about Q. Q did those little things that made everybody was hard to guard. His frame, how he's long, got long arms, he
yeah,
got a
he
basketball
guarded the one
build.
through the four. He guarded the one through the
Yes.
four.
He has a basketball build. Yes, 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 yes. And then that was the problem. Justin came in the game doing that. He guarded 1 through the 5.
But you got to again, like I said earlier, that game is personal because these boys, what do they do? They all know each other, so
They
that's
do.
bragging rights.
They
That's
do.
that's be at Slim Chicken bragging rights after the game. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's bragging rights right there.
Yeah. That is. That is. That's it. They all from the same. They all play. Yes. 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 They all know each other. Correct. 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 So
Hey,
unfortunately, those guys didn't get what they wanted. But again, shout out to both Bell and Woods. Another game that they were, top 2 scorers on that team doing what they supposed to do. It's just they gotta have that. They gotta have that. Hey, I'm because I know you when you're in the court, in a competitive way. I gotta beat you. I gotta beat you.
shooters got to knock down shots.
Yes, 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 yes. Moving along, number 4.
Hey,
You got it.
now you got this one. I'm gonna let you take that one. It's all you.
Well, I didn't watch them play, so that's why I be feeling bad when I want to talk about my Rockets. But hey, number 4 is my Rockets.
That's your crew, man.
That is my crew. That's what Coach No We Can too does a great job with that group, and that group is doing a great job. They took care of business like they were supposed to against East Central. Unfortunately, East Central down a man, so that's what made it hard for those guys. But that game happened the same way it's supposed to happen. Judson won, and they did it in the fashion of Judson basketball.
So what was great about their week? They played earlier in that week.
Yeah, they had a
And
holiday.
they
They did the
dropped
holiday classic. Yes, yes, sir.
and
They did the holiday classic.
they dropped two tough games, and then couldn't wait for Friday because they took it out on
Yeah,
Essential.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, they did. They did. They did. And they knew
They took it out on
listen.
Essential.
All I'm gonna say they knew what it was. And like I said, man, I'm telling you, once East Central, yeah, they're battling the injury bug right now. And then once they get it all off, the next time they play each other, it's gonna be a matchup. It's gonna be it's gonna be for yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's gonna be some furniture moving.
No. I'm here to talk about this. So I'm ready.
What's up?
So Judson moved up to number 4 after Clemens dropped to Steele. Good job, Judson. But Friday, we got another Friday barn burner.
That's the game of the week. Matter of fact, we got
we,
2 games of the week. No. We got 2. We got 2 games of the week. You said it. We got 2 games of the week. We got this game right here, and then we got the Alamo Heights New Braunfels game of the week. Those 2 are our games of the week, and we're gonna put emphasis on both of those.
No, I'm not going to talk about Alamo Heights and Braunfels for the simple fact
No, we are.
that
I just said it.
this whole damn week. But if that's the case, then we got to talk about the Braunfels and Bernie on Friday too.
No.
Bernie's number 2.
Bernie's number 2, but Bernie just remember. Bernie just got in the rankings. They just got there. So I'm not gonna do. See, I'm not
They still
taking
number 2 in
away.
that district.
Right, the number 2 that I'm
They
not taking
better
away.
than
No,
Heights and New Braunfels right now.
I'm not. Hey, listen,
In
I'm
that
not
district, they
taking
better than New
away.
Braunfels and Heights.
Hey, listen, unicorns. Listen, mules. I ain't gonna let them do it. I ain't gonna let them do it. He's saying the shiny gold thing right now. I ain't gonna let him.
Hey,
He
Greyhound.
just said, okay.
We ain't
I'm
talking
letting
about
them
what
know.
might come. We talking about right now. Right now, them Greyhounds. Only reason they number 2 is because Vets just played more games.
Hey,
I'm not
listen.
gonna do the Greyhounds like that.
Number 10 mules versus them number 13. Unicorns. Second game of the week. All right.
I'll be there live and in the flesh. Hey, but Justin Steele,
Exactly.
hey, another Friday barn burner.
Well, see, you set me up for some controversy. You doing it on purpose. I know what you
Who
did.
you got?
I know what you did. That's not who
Who you
I
got?
got. I don't. All I'm gonna say is,
You got to choose one. That's number three and number four
um,
again. We just had number three and number four last Friday. We had number three and number four again. Who you got?
if
Because
if
them your Knights and your Rockets.
if well,
Cubs and Cantu.
listen.
Who
I
you
hold on.
got?
Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I made my disclaimer already early in the season. I told you I'm a knight, baby. I'm a
Now we on.
knight, baby.
Okay.
No,
So
I told the Rockets too. I told them too. When
you
y'all
didn't
ain't
tell
playing,
Cantu. That's not fine.
I told Ken too. When you ain't playing the Knights, hey man, I'm
But
a
they're
Rocket
playing.
all
But
day,
they're playing.
baby.
But they're playing
But
now. The Knights.
when you playing them Knights, I'm a Knight. I told you my taxes pay them.
You told Cantu that.
My taxes pay them Knights, baby.
Look at your
You see
phone.
what
He
I'm
texting you
saying?
right now. I know you watching. You ain't tell Cantu that. Stop that.
Hey, hey, listen. Watching, we gonna move to number 3 real quick. That's the Steel Knights.
We need to go to number. You've been talking about the Knights. Move on to number two.
No, number 2, number 3 Knights. Honestly, UIL wise, watching them play how they did Clemens might be the second best UIL team in the city.
Hey, since we're on the Knights now, Judson, good luck this Friday because they got the whole week off. Good luck against the Knights on Friday. Now that we're on the Knights, first I want to give congratulations. They went up and won the Allen tournament. So
Yes,
we gotta give them love.
yes.
They went
Flowers
up.
to them.
Shout out
Hey,
to
real quick,
Maurice Eddy MVP.
coach, made me make sure he told me what he told me about that tournament. They were in the top of the brackets too. By the way, he let me know that. Like, hey, we were in the top. We wasn't in the little old, no, we played the big boys. So shout out to the Knights and winning that, and also Maurice Eddy. But at the same time, I want to say shout out to a healthy Jamel Garland, who's back now, who's a running
Hey,
mate for
that
Eddie.
makes
And at the
them.
same time, hey, listen, them two been playing basketball for a long time.
Hey, Jamel Garland back with them. That because
He
him
is
and Eddie are interchangeable. Logan is happy. Shout out to Logan Gonzalez and the work that he's put into, by the way. He looks like a college basketball player. And kudos to another supporter in Sam Gonzalez. That man, he bought it to his son. And it's great. It's great to see when you see the work paying off, man.
well. I want to say this. He bought into the process. Here's what I mean by that. All right.
I'm gonna say he invested in his son. Yes, invested in
Yeah.
his son. Sorry, thank you.
So what happened when Logan was in the 8th grade? I threw a. We're gonna do this one more time. We gotta do it again. I'm gonna bring it back. We did a middle school showcase called Military. We're gonna bring it back. It's called Military City Showcase. And with that showcase, I had some writers in the building. I had IE, um, Jim Hicks, Rick Nelson, and I had Tim Littlefield, and I had um, Coach Van Landeham. I had those 4 guys in the building during times of the actual showcase. And of course, Logan stood head and shoulders above all the kids. He was our best player in the building. He really was. He was the best player in the building. And he got his write-ups. He got his write-up from Coach Van Landeham. And that's the first time Van Landeham saw him. And hey, listen. And after that, I talked to Sam, and Sam said, "Hey, man, what do I need to do to make sure my kids on everybody's radar?" I said, "This stuff right here." I said, "The stuff right here." Of course, when colleges invite you, go to theirs, but your writers got to know who you are. Your local writer, Tim Littlefield. Tim Littlefield is our local writer. He's the Gasso writer. He's our local writer here. He covers not only San Antonio, he covers everything south of, if I'm correct, Austin, if I'm correct. Everything south of Austin. I think that does cover Killeen and those areas up there, but I know he covers everything south. We had, like I told you, we had Rick Nelson and Jim Hicks in the building also. Again, those two, they also said, "Hey, man, that's getting in the building." So my point I'm trying to make is he took the blueprint, he asked all the right questions, and now it's all paying off.
Can we give a shout out to hard work, Coach
Yeah,
Boo, man, Coach Pooty,
yeah. Texas
because
hard work.
they've
Texas
had
hard work.
him, Texas hard work, excuse me,
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Boo Man and Pooty, that Bones that had him all the way up. And so, but again, to Sam, Sam, just like Anthony Guetta, Amari's dad, when you talk about investing in your kid, Marshall Eddie investing in Maurice, we talk about these dads that, that invest and understand the process, right? Oh man, beautiful thing. But still got a hell of a week. They got East Central, don't go in there half stepping, and then they got Judson. Big game Friday, big game.
Well, um, yeah, yeah. Don't sleep on East Central. Don't sleep on East Central. East Central
That's the reason I said it like that.
got a tough. Yeah, they got that's a tough one. But
What Big Daddy Kane said, ain't no half step.
hands down, UIL, Brennan, Steele are just right now built different. So I'm gonna say, we go to our number 2 on our list, which is TMI. Those Panthers went up to the Nike tournament. Uh, right now for them, they're just playing games that mean something to help their players get better. They didn't get the results they wanted. I think they went 1-3 or 2-2, I believe. I know they lost. I know they won a game today or yesterday. So I don't know how many games they actually had. I know they dropped the
They
two
went one and
top.
two.
They went 1-2.
They went 1 and 2,
So they only played 3 games
the
then.
exposure, but the exposure with the kids that they have, right? That exposure in that environment, well, they're
Yes.
there. They have the kids that belong in that environment. We talk about it all
Again,
the time.
so for them, and I'll tell everybody this right now, they're getting ready for district play, and they're getting ready to make a run. It's the last time that team won a state tournament, the coach is no longer there. So they're trying to duplicate that. And they're trying to get on a run. Now they did change classifications. They did go up to 6A. When Coach Bowen won, he was 5A, I believe. But again, it's not saying it ain't possible. So they're about to make a run and go for it. Go ahead. What you got?
Another game of the week. They
What's
got St.
that?
Michael's Friday. They got St.
Yeah,
Michael's
they do.
Friday.
Yeah, but that's the same. No disrespect to St. Mike's. And I love St. Mike's, but they're out of the city range. That's why. That's the only reason I won't.
Still a game of the week because
It
TMI on our
is.
list. We
It
got to
is. It
acknowledge that.
is. It is. Yeah, but I'm gonna make when they play Tony in the game of the week. So no
I feel
disrespect
you.
to
Okay.
no
Okay. No game of
disrespect.
the week, but
Yeah,
a
a
game we're
game
gonna be paying attention to.
a game we got to pay attention to. Yes, yes, that
All
is
right.
true. That is true. That is true. That is true. That is
I'm
true.
rooting for TMI just because you gave St. Michael's. I'm rooting for TMI. I
Well,
know they got
listen.
spanked up a little bit at the
No,
beginning of the
no, no, no,
season,
no,
but
no, no, no. TMI
they got some
knows.
games under their belt.
Listen, TMI watched them play St. Mike's already. Um, I don't know how they do it roster wise. TMI has roster. That's a roster. I don't know how they put. I don't know what did St. Mike do. It
The
just
same way Princeton used to be Georgetown. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
leave it at that. It's basketball. That's almost. That's why I say I hope teams with. I hope teams can understand. I hate when we crown certain kids and certain schools. I be wanting them to prove us wrong so bad. I be wanting them to come in. I,
Well,
I do. I do. I'm rooting. Listen, I be rooting for the little guys sometimes, but unfortunately, it just don't happen that way.
leading to number one. We can root for the little guys all we want. It don't matter when they play against this school. That position right there, them Brennan Bears, it ain't changing.
I'll say it again. Number one is going to be number one all season. Harlan, you got a chance. Warren, you got a chance. O'Connor, you got a chance.
Yeah, instant. Yeah, you inhaling some incense over there or something?
No, 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 no. I just said it. I just said it. I just said they had a
Bruh.
chance. Had a
Bruh, they
chance.
beat
Go ahead.
Harlan by
Go ahead. I know.
they
Go
beat
ahead. It
Harlan and O'Connor both by 30. What are you talking about?
was a bad night.
Bruh, 30? Stop it.
Hey man, shot was off.
30? Stop it.
Somebody had the flu.
So hold on. I want to make sure you got this straight. You're telling me that you think that Harlan or O'Connor
Nope.
can have a
Nope.
30-point swing in round two? Come on,
Nope.
bro.
I didn't
No
see
disrespecting
again.
either one of
Hold
them
on.
schools,
Whoa,
but
whoa.
dog.
First of all, you changing my words up. My man changed my word. You see how he did that? I never said that. I just said they have a chance. You
Oh,
know the
so you
weather.
Jim Carrey
You
now.
know.
So you Jim
Hey,
Carrey. So you Jim
no, I'm the
Carrey now.
weatherman. My new nickname is the weatherman.
So you Jim Carrey now.
The weatherman.
Jim Carrey. No. Remember Dumb and Dumber
Yeah,
when
I
he asked
remember.
her, he told
Yeah,
him one in a
she
million,
said
and he's
he
like,
said 1 in 1 million. I got a chance. I got a chance.
you
Yes, I got
saying there's a chance.
99%.
So we can call you Jim from now on. That's what we're gonna do.
No, the
All right.
weatherman.
All
Weatherman.
right. You
We
know
hey,
what? You're
listen,
right. Hey, they
listen.
put their socks on
Every
before they shoes, just like them. You
every
know what? They
time
got
the
a chance. You're right.
Bears play the Panthers, the Hawks, and the Warriors, there's a chance of rain. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a chance of rain. I'm not saying it's gonna be rainy, but there's a chance of rain. That's all I'm saying. So again, I agree with you. Brennan's gonna be Brennan, and Brennan gonna take care of business. But at the same time, with all that being said, hey man, they gotta be careful. They gotta make sure they lace them up. Just like it's like the next guy.
We got some honorable mentions.
Go ahead. What you got?
We got Brandeis, Broncos. We got them Reagan Rattlers. Now these guys in district play, so maybe some furniture move or something with because District 26, they gonna knock each other off the horn.
Correct.
So
Correct.
looking for Brandeis and Reagan, and then who knows what Madison and Johnson might end up doing over there. Uh, and then over on the 5A side, uh Highlands, Sam Houston, see with them cats, Lanier, because that little district is competitive and fiery too, you know.
Correct.
And so looking to see what those cats, might end up doing on the honorable mention 5A side.
Well, for me, my honorable mention definitely is Legacy. Southwest Legacy High School over there on the southwest side of town. 5-0 in district right now. So I want to give a shout out to those guys. You know what I'm saying? Southwest Legacy 5-0 in district. What they had a coaching change. We weren't even supposed to be talking about Southwest Legacy. So I want to give a shout out to Southwest Legacy. And the only reason I'm not in my mind, I'm not being disrespectful because when they made Southwest Legacy, they wanted to keep Southwest on there because of the Southwest ISC and they wanted to make sure it's Southwest Legacy. So that's like, go ahead.
So with Bernie, you call the
Mhm.
other guy Samuel
And
Champion.
I
Why
told
don't
you
you
why
why why
because
why don't why don't why
because
don't you call them? Why don't you call them uh uh
you look for the name, ain't you? You looking for your full
Penrose
name, ain't
Legacy? No. It's Southwest Legacy. I'm just trying to think of what's the damn street over there that I can't think. I used
you?
to
Because
I used to be
I,
in that district.
so
Why don't you call
that's
them something Legacy?
because
You don't say Bernie Champion, so why do we say
Because
Southwest
I told
Legacy?
you why. I told you why. I said that's disrespectful to Samuel Champion because now Samuel Champions will always be the little brother. That's like the little brother. But unfortunately, I worked over in Southwest Legacy in Southwest South High School. They are the little brother. They know it. They know his little brother. They accept that role and the responsibility. They're like, oh, okay, we are Legacy. That's why. That's the only reason why. Because they are Southwest. Listen, they want Southwest in front of their name. They want
I
to be
know.
known as Southwest Legacy. Unlike
Hey,
unlike Champion, Champion is Samuel Champion, and everyone just associates. Oh, it's in Bernie, so they call it Bernie Champion, but it really is Samuel Champions in Bernie.
but their
That's why.
school is listed Bernie, but their school is listed Bernie Champion, not Samuel Champion, just for the
No,
record.
no. For the record, it's listed that way for basketball purposes, just like schools are listed like Roosevelt. It's S.A. Roosevelt. So good try. You tried me. I did my homework on this, and I did the thorough research on this one, and that's why I don't want to
January
disrespect.
January 16th.
January 16th. January 16th.
Legacy and John
Yes,
Jay.
yes, yes. Well, yes, yes. That's the again right now. And again, I'm not trying to my guys, who I want to mention, but I can't right now. They do got some big wins. They got some big wins. But I'm not gonna mention them in district until they earn their spot to get mentioned. But right now, we're gonna definitely talk about the Southwest Legacy. We're gonna talk about John Jay. Those two are my honorable mentions this week. Shout out to Reagan. I gave you your flowers last week, Reagan. You did a great job. And then definitely wanted to make sure we continue the love on Brandeis. That was a big win, Brandeis. Good job on that. But I had to mention Southwest Legacy, John Jay, and you mentioned Highlands. Highlands, you keep doing your job. Just keep doing your thing. Y'all keep finding ways to win. Keep finding ways to win.
Yeah.
So this concludes the show, man. And I want to say thanks, Mike, for all you do. And you want to go ahead and do the fun fact?
Yeah, but show ain't over, bro.
We not
You
over?
tripping. No, we not done.
We not done? I thought we was done, man.
No, we not done.
Oh, you know what? I
So
know, I know. I remember you wanted me to talk about that one female game I went to, right? The Burbank versus Sam Houston. Listen,
yeah.
that listen, I don't
Yeah,
really
yeah, you had
cover.
a lot of great footage on that game.
I did. You saw it, right? I did. I don't
I
really
did.
cover. I don't really cover the girls, and then you know why? Because we are two man. We're a 3, 4 man band. So at the same time, it's hard to get out there. But I did happen to. Remember I told you I saw the young player. I saw. I was like, hey, I'll cover your game, whatever. Come check me out. And went out there and Burbank. They didn't handle the business, but Sam Houston handled the business. I was like, wow, man, Sam Houston's really really good. They got two PTPers out there, and and Sam Houston is whoa. Burbank just had a bad shoot night. Talked to coach a little bit. She's like, "No, don't worry, we be back. We back. They got our number right now." And I looked at the standing, and right now Sam Houston's number one in their district standing. So, yeah, my bad, man. I wanted to give those guys. I mean, and there's a player I want to mention. Two young ladies who did their thing out there, and it was number 11. It was It's 7-0 in district, by the way. I definitely wrong. It's 7-0. And it is Jakai Caldwell and Lania Lee. Man, I be messing these names up, man. Those are two young ladies that were the players of the game for that game. Jakaya Caldwell and Miss Lee. I'm just gonna call Miss Lee. All right, Mike. Now we done. All right, buddy.
Nah, we not done. I can't let you go out like that.
What you mean?
So since you spoke on and actually went and covered a couple of girls' games the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
I got a little something special for our ladies out
Oh
there
Lord.
that are balling. And so I made my own little list. And I'm not gonna apologize because I'm trying to show love. If I got something wrong somewhere, by all means, folks, give me a shout, holler at me, let me know. Uh,
So hold on,
we
real quick.
don't
Hold
get to
on.
we got
You said you got your own list. We made a list now for girls. Is that
absolutely,
what you just said?
absolutely.
So are we
It's
covering
time.
girls now?
It's time.
Is that what we're
We're
doing?
media, right?
We are
We're
the media.
super
We
sports media.
are we
No,
are
we're
super sports media.
super sports
We
media.
are super sports media. It is. That's who we
We got
are.
to take care of the young ladies. We got some young ladies out there balling, man.
You know what?
We do.
Let's go down this list. Let's see this list. Let's go down this list that you speak of.
All right. So again, folks, I did this today. Try to get something together because I want to shout some young ladies out. So number 15, we got Lee. We got Lee. Okay. And with Lee, they have a couple of young ladies that are balling. Rosanelli Pastrano, she's averaging 27 points, 6 rebounds, 6 steals, 4 assists a game. And then she's got a trusty sidekick, Lily Yanover, that's helping make Lee pretty successful right now. Number 14, I got MacArthur. There's a young lady by the name of Ellie Lee and a young lady by the name of Faith Thomas that seems to be carrying MacArthur along the way. They're now in district play. See what they're going to do the rest of the season. I'll have some more stats in a little more thorough next time I do this, but I at least wanted to get something out there to get this party started. Then I got O'Connor Lady Panthers. They got a few young ladies, Casey Chavez, Simone Pryor, and Sadie Herrera, that are doing the bulk of the scoring and the rebounding for those Lady O'Connor Panthers. Then Antonian, Lady Apaches, Ashley Ramirez, Emma Copeland, and Lily Bacon doing the bulk of the scoring and rebounding. But Insider gave me some intel that their whole starting five is pretty solid. Any given night, you know, it can be anybody's game. Fredericksburg, I have on the list. It's based on max preps, but they don't have any stats. So unfortunately, I don't have any young ladies from Fredericksburg to highlight. And unfortunately, we're not in the gym where I know some of these young ladies. So sorry, but Max Preps have them on the list as being one of the tops in the region. We're gonna talk about Fredericksburg. Cornerstone Christian. There's a young lady by the name of Yasmin Smith, averaging 27 and 6. And she got a sidekick, Regina Mendoza, helping her with that scoring load, averaging about 13. Bernie, Lady Greyhounds. Again, Max Prep has them on the list. I don't really know what they've done, but Max Prep has them up there pretty high. But they don't have any stats, so I don't have any individual young ladies that I can highlight. I tried to reach out to coach, get some intel, get some info, was unsuccessful. I will use my insiders over in that area to see if I can get some names for next week. Warren, Lady Warriors. They're deep. They gotta, them like Antonian. Their coach told me that their whole starting five is pretty lethal. But they've got Anaya Shields, Trinity Dixon, that's carrying the scoring load, and then they've got a freshman, true freshman, Tiana Evans, that as her coach called her, a walking double-double. It's a freshman. And so that Warren team, I'm interested to see them in a couple of years. McCullum. Max Prep has McCullum on that list. Their record says that they're taking care of business. But coach, you don't have any stats in Max Prep. I tried to reach out to you. Can't highlight any of the young ladies if I don't have any stats, my man. Hopefully you see and give me some feedback, man. I wanna say some young ladies' names taking care of business for you. So good job, McCullum, making that list and taking care of business. Here's where it gets juicy, right? We got the Harlem Lady Hawks, 3 young ladies that the coach advised me to take care of business for Harlan: Delia Graham, Amari Hill, Giselle Scott. And as I was told, Giselle Scott, she may not have the numbers, but she's that floor general that if she comes off the court, it unravels. Because guard play
rules the world.
Even on the lady side, right? Then we got those Johnson Lady Jaguars: Mackenzie Donald, Sarah McFarland, Jarrah Salters, leadership, taking care of business, and got the Johnson Lady Jaguars handling business. Then we got the Judson Lady Rockets. Lainey Arredondo, D1 commit over at McNeese. Anaya Williams, handling business for the Judson Lady Rockets. And then we got the Brennan Lady Bears. Bella Flemings, Duke commit, right? Janaea Walls, taking care of her business. Delamore Tapia, taking care of business. That's their big 3 from Brennan based on what the numbers and the stats say in Max Prep. Thank you, coach, for helping me get some data. Then we got the Sotomayor Lady Wildcats. Jordan P., Carly Reyes, Avery Carter. That's their big 3 taking care of business. That's got Soto where they got them. And then, atop of all these lovely young ladies, that the majority of these young ladies will be playing collegiate basketball next year, the Wagner Lady T-Birds. Undefeated right now, Italy. 20-0.
I heard.
Undefeated. And
I heard they'll probably go undefeated the whole district. So they'll probably finish district. So that means I got to come watch y'all play. Anytime a team goes undefeated, I got to watch you play. So I'll be
Now,
out there. I'll be out there to check out those Wagner Thunderbirds, Lady
here's a
Thunderbirds,
great
excuse me.
thing. Here's a great thing about man-made data versus computerized data.
Yeah,
Max Prep has Brennan at number one, Wagner at number two, and I don't know what the hell happened to their system. Sotomayor is not even on the list, right? Wagner beat Brennan this season, 20-0.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm sorry, Max Prep. I had to do a little switcheroo dunkaroo. And I
yeah.
had to put Soto above Brennan as well because Soto beat Brennan. So,
Right,
so uh yeah. But the Lady T-Birds, Nia McBride, Ellie Williams, Kazari Fox, their three-headed monster that has the Lady T-Birds off to a 20-0 start in
right.
on their journey to a state championship. And so thank you to the fans and the supporters of Super Sports Media that chime in and have been asking us, where are the girls? Where are the girls? Where are the girls? Here's a start, right? Folks, if I missed any school, any young ladies that their name needs to be mentioned, please. We're going to post these lists here in a minute on social media. Please chime in and let us know who we missed because we are the media and we want to make sure that these young ladies get their names recognized the same way the fellas do. So again, young lady that we just had acknowledged, school that we just acknowledged, hey, great job to the great start of your season. Good luck in your district play. We got some more info coming.
Exactly. And like I said, I want to make sure I throw it back out there. Sam Houston, honorable mention. They're 7-0 in district, by the way. 7-0 in district. So yes, they do have a tough record. I think I saw 14-11, I believe. So I understand why Max Prep wouldn't even have them, and you wouldn't even probably put them anywhere in there because
Hey, that's
of
Coach
the
Chauncey. That's Coach Chauncey right there.
hey, listen, hey man, that young man can coach his butt off. That young
He's a
man, he can
trainer.
coach.
He's a phenomenal trainer.
No, he's a coach to me.
That's who. I mean,
He's Coach Chauncey to me because hey, listen,
hey, you know we talk about them guys that they're either good trainers but not good coaches, good coaches but not good
yes,
trainers.
yes, yes,
He's
yes,
that
yes,
unicorn that is both.
yes. He is, he is, he is, he is. I watched him, and I watched him make adjustment. Again, I saw him coach, and I hope he didn't take me as being disrespectful. And I was like, wow, so you can, like you can coach, like wow, that was because to me, no, no. I want to make sure because maybe I thought about that after I said it. And I was like, he doesn't know me, so he don't know my sense of humor. So if I came off disrespectful, I want to definitely publicly apologize to him. And again, the public don't even know my conversation with him, but that's how sorry I am. Like I didn't mean to definitely offend him, but I was not trying to come off like that. But I was just trying to come off like, wow, hey, bro, I know, you might say, well, that wasn't even my toughest game, but just to see him make the adjustments he made, the way he played, the way the way his players respond to him, and that's why I think girls are harder to coach than boys, but boys are harder to coach overall. Just because once they see that they're how athletic they are, they don't listen to nothing we say. Then they smarter than us, right? But for girls, you got to teach all of that to get to the point that
Yeah,
they get to. That's the hard part
yeah.
I'm talking about. But hey man, he had so he finished. And this one part really just like made me say, wow, this guy is the real deal on the girls' side. Halftime was over. They came out. They had 3 minutes left. It was 3 minutes. One of his players grabbed the basketball and started working on one of her moves. And I was like, see, that coach is locked in with his players. She understands I'm trying to go next level. She's working on her craft. And guess what? Game started. Guess what she did? That same move. Three or four times. Three or four
There you go.
times. 3 or 4 times. I was like, see? And that's why I was trying to give him his flowers. So again, if I was all clunky about it. I'm sorry, man. I'm new to all this. So again, giving people flowers the way I was trying to give them to you, I apologize. But just know that you showed me that you're one of the top notch coaches in the city, man. You did a great job. You did a phenomenal job coaching against Burbank. And Burbank, they remember
Hey,
they had three head monsters. They got three players that can shoot and drop. Again, he had a hell of a game plan.
I want to give you your flowers. Being able to publicly admit when you make an error. Uh, you stole that out of Stephen A. Smith book, but I want to give you your flowers as well for being able to admit when you make a mistake. We're human.
Well, all right. So if you want to know who I got it from, I got it from Ryan Clark. That's who I really look at and look up to. Like, hey man, that dude right there is a phenomenal journalist or talking head. He's phenomenal to me. I
You know
think.
what I like about Ryan Clark?
What's that?
He played the game.
Well, I didn't. If you count my time in the army, I didn't play the game. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
we're
So
comparing Ryan and Stephen A.
I know,
Smith.
but just comparing him to me.
No,
I'm
no,
being
no,
funny.
not at all.
I'm
Not at
being
all.
funny.
Not at
I'm
all.
being funny.
Not at all.
Being funny. I'm being funny, man. I'm just trying to be funny, trying to lighten the mood,
Yeah,
man.
you tried to
No.
get me, and I didn't go for it. You tried it. You tried. You got to remember, I'm me. You tried. Nice try.
Oh man, don't tell you. I'm saying,
Hey, but
one day I'm gonna have
again,
one of my old friends, one of my army friends, we get on the show, watch one of these episodes, and then be like, he said he played. Yeah, I was the player coach that subbed my own player because I was sub myself. I wasn't good.
hey, but again, shout out to the young ladies in these
Yeah,
schools
definitely,
that are taking
definitely.
care of business. Again, we need all the help that I can get. So please, any info that you guys got, any young ladies that need to
Well,
be highlighted, please
now
share that information, folks. Please.
and now the Pandora's box has been opened. I'll be at games. I'll be at games. I'll be at games now. So the box is open. Now I'm invited. Now I'm invited to the party. I gotta do nothing but show up now. So I will be in the building with my lanyard, and I'll go make sure. We're already in certain ISDs, and Judson's one of them. So since Wagner's taking care of the business like they taking care of, it's gonna be easy to go watch the Wagner Thunderbirds and those guys. But
Yeah,
again,
man.
hey man, I appreciate you. I really appreciate the push, the to do this and to make sure, hey man, even on our holidays, we still make sure we make it work. So hey man,
And I
kudos
just
to you and
appreciate
just
I
trying to be
appreciate the
great.
relationships. I appreciate the
Oh,
relationships that
always,
we have
always,
because
man.
when I woke up today and decided to do this, I reached out to some coaches that I have relationships with, and I got callbacks and was able to get some information. So to those coaches, you know who you are. Uh,
No,
thank you.
no, 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 no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. Give shouts out, please. And then here's why. Here's why. Public acknowledgement and when coaches do great things needs to be done more. We try to,
Easy.
again, we have a good partnership or good relationship with guys. People need to know who those relationships are with. Like that's why I always shout out Coach Cantu. I always shout out Coach Clark. And again, that's because those relationships didn't start off just me just being who I am trying to come in the gym. Nope. It started from trust. And so I want people
Hey,
to know that, hey man, these people are trusting us to get this information right. So please.
so I didn't talk to the coach from Lee, but I have a dad, Mr. Pastrano, who happened to give me some inside information there. I didn't get anybody from MacArthur. I talked to the assistant at O'Connor, Coach Dean Sturm. I talked to head coach and legend Christina Camacho over at Antonian. Nobody from Fredericksburg, nobody from Cornerstone, nobody from Bernie. I talked to head coach, Coach Gabe Garza over at Warren. I didn't get anybody from Tybee, didn't get anybody from McCullum. I talked to Coach Bell from Harlan. I didn't get a hold of Coach Stephanie at Johnson, but I have a couple of inside parents over there at Johnson. I was able to get some information. Laney Arredondo actually came and got a workout with me today, and Coach Toru gave me a call back as well. I didn't get anybody from the Brennan Lady Bears, and then Coach Hastings Jackson from the Lady T Birds gave me a call. And the Soto thing, I clicked on something by accident. I'm like, what the hell? I saw their record. And I was, no, 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 no. It was Coach Hastings that was telling me about Soto. And I was like, I didn't see Soto on the list. And so she actually is who helped me go figure out how dominant Sotomayor Lady Wildcats were. So shame on me for not already knowing that. But again, we will be better for these last few weeks of district and playoffs play. But thank you, coaches, again for helping me out, giving me some intel, and thank you to all the coaches that have stats in Max Prep that allowed me to find and highlight, your two-headed and three-headed monsters at each of your respective schools. Thank you.
There you go. All right, man. Well now we have to go. Now we have to go. Now we have to
Yeah,
go,
we got to go. My
unfortunately.
kids are hungry. Got to go. Got to
All
go
right.
feed the heathen.
No, I'm hungry. Remember,
Hey, my
remember
brother.
I'm an hour ahead of you, man. 10 o'clock already, dog.
Hey,
It's 10
My
o'clock.
closing words, it's 2026. Let's practice some healthy habits. Let's abide by healthy habits. Let's uphold some healthy habits, folks. And just let's have a phenomenal year. You never know what somebody's going through. Remember that before you respond. And check on your people. Let's have a great year, folks.
Good job. Um, really, I don't have any words of wisdom today, man. Just I'm just decompressing. Yeah, I know. I'm decompressing, man. Just trying to really get some things together in life. And as I do that, I just wanted to say, hey, man, no true words, just but hey, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, and then go ahead, Mike, send us out.
Hey, in the great words of Richard De Leon, it don't cost a dime to be kind, folks. Have a blessed rest of the evening. We'll see y'all next week.
And he will.